Hey, it's Don. Today we're going to talk about sales tax in eBay. Now, for most of you, you're probably getting your sales tax collected by eBay. And as many people are probably aware, eBay does charge a final value fee on the sales tax as well. So for those that are having their sales tax collected by eBay, you still may be responsible for still submitting some forms to your state government. Now for me here in Ohio, I am responsible to file a sales tax report, marking my full gross sales as exempt. I still have to report it though, even though Amazon, eBay, and all the other platforms that we do these days mostly collect the sales tax for us. So you've got to remember that there is another step in some cases. You could be penalized in some states if you don't submit the proper forms. Even if the taxes were paid, there could still be some penalization for not following proper form or procedure. Now for us here, obviously I have an accountant which does do most all of that for us, but you still may be responsible to do it. I know a lot of people think it ends because eBay has now collected it for you. You yourself, or as I said, your accountant would still have to submit the form stating your total gross revenue. Now eBay is probably just filling in the amount of sales that were sold with sales tax, like a general gross sales of taxable revenue that they collected for. That's probably what is being reported. There's nothing on your behalf that is actually reported as your total amount of sales coming in, again, because you may sell on multiple different platforms and have sales tax paid across the board on each one of those. So the only way that your state is going to know how much you actually were responsible for is if you file those reports. Even if you only sell on eBay, you still will probably have to file your sales tax report. So whenever you're required to send your sales tax, and whether it's monthly, whether it's quarterly, every 6 months, or whatever the case may be, you still will have to file those reports. eBay has no way to know how much you owed from other platforms. eBay, as I said, will only be required to report the sales that required sales tax collected. And they only have to account for that. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this. A lot of people think it ends the minute eBay takes it over from there, which isn't the case. A lot of people may just assume they're free and clear from having to do anything related to sales tax if they only sell on one platform. But again, that isn't the case for many different people here. Call down to your tax collection office, whether it's your local one or your state one, and ask them what is required of you. You may not get a notice for months after it hasn't been done, with all of the pandemic and other issues going on, which could incur you to some sort of penalized fee for not filing the forms, even if the money is already there. Some tax collection offices in some states could be sticklers on all these practices, so you really got to be very careful so you're not getting yourself into any legal trouble. So if you don't know whether you have to report it or not, I would seriously check with an accountant or call your state tax collection office and ask them what you need to do. For those who I have talked to who do have to file tax reports still, most of what they have to do is just an exemption of gross sales. So basically they will submit, as I said, all of their gross sales, regardless of whether they needed tax or not, and then file them as exempt because the platforms themselves collected it. So they're exempt from filing it on this aspect of it because they were reported a different way through eBay, Etsy, or wherever else you may be selling at this point. So again, just investigate it, do the right thing. It'd be stupid to get a penalty just for not filing a report, even though the money was already collected. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gives you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
to defeating this rising tide of shoplifting lies with you, the observant store employee. Even the cleverest shoplifter cannot steal from you if you realize that quick, courteous service to customers is your primary function. Police and retail security reports reveal that the most effective solution to shoplifting is the prevention of the theft. To steal from you and your store, the shoplifter must have two favorable conditions: merchandise to steal and privacy to steal it. Since you are in the business to sell merchandise, you must display your wares. The stress, therefore, must be on the reduction of the shoplifter's sense of privacy. You can do this by doing the best job of selling you can. Quickly acknowledge and serve all customers, even if you feel they are not ready to buy. Convex mirrors, peepholes, and observation points also eliminate the shoplifter's sense of privacy. But 100 observation points, closed-circuit television cameras, and other electronic devices cannot compensate for good salespeople who are aware of everything going on around them.